Right, I've been trying to think of a way to sort of demonstrate to flat earthers how ridiculous the argument is. And this is what I've come up with.
I said, nope, I don't believe that. And he's like, oh, you don't believe that? I'm like, no, and I believe the earth is flat. And he was like, really? Like, he looked at me like he was so disappointed. Like,
Now, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you will be aware that I do not consider myself to be a debunker. But in this case, if I did have to describe myself, I would say I was more of a the fuck-er. New glasses.
hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Giselle, the Real Talkaholic. And today it is a real talk.
Awesome, I like real talk.
It's a random real talk.
And a random real talk is even better.
It's a real random real talk.
What?
Okay, y'all.
Okay, y'all. I feel left out now. If you hadn't already guessed, this video was taken from the channel Real Talkaholic. And the title of her video is Real Talk, strangely enough, How to be a Flat Earther in College. Rant. And in my opinion, it should have been called How to Waste a College Education. So let's have a look what she's got to say.
Put it on my nightstand, baby. Can I get it right there, baby?
I said say, not sing.
Okay. So, I am a flat earther, and I'm proud to be a flat earther, and I am currently in college. And that is kind of it's kind of
A huge waste of time.
today, while I was in class, I basically told my teacher and the whole class that I was a flat earther. And there's nothing, I feel like the only reason I really did it was because
Because you wanted people to point and laugh.
I saw that the teacher was, like teaching the lie. So I was like, oh, let me just kind of like play the devil's advocate, say it out aloud, and maybe it'll cause a few people to look it up. That was my only goal.
Why would a teacher be teaching a lie? Why would you, a teacher, have gone to college to learn to be a teacher, dedicated his life to educating people just to teach you the lie?
But he basically said, so we can all agree that the earth is traveling around the sun, that we revolve around the sun. I said, nope, I don't believe that. And he's like, oh, you don't believe that? I'm like, no, and I believe the earth is flat. And he was like, really? Like, he looked at me like he was so disappointed. Like,
And I'm glad you think it's so funny. Now, is that laugh a genuine laugh, or is it an embarrassed laugh? Because if I was where you are now, I would be hugely embarrassed. And your teacher's got every right to be disappointed in you. You're in college. You're allegedly of higher intelligence and wanting to further your academic career. And in a class, you challenge the teacher in front of your peer group and tell him that you don't believe that the earth is a globe and that it's flat. No wonder he's disappointed in you.
don't be disappointed in me.
Yeah, what was that for?
Go do your research, okay?
I think she means go and watch some YouTube videos.
I mean, it's not like I'm the only person in it. Like, this was historically, the earth was believed to be, or known to be, flat before.
Nice correction from believed to known to be flat. Because it was never known to be flat. And do you know why it was never known to be flat? Because it isn't. Yes, some people used to believe it was flat, but that was in the... that was so many years ago, before anybody discovered that the earth is in fact a globe. And this is the problem with flat earthers. They always reference back to a time when the information just wasn't there to show us, to demonstrate to us, to prove to us that we do in fact live on a globe.
This ain't nothing new. Just go do your research. You know what I mean? So, but naturally, the teachers, they really not into
talking about absolutely idiotic, stupid, ridiculous, stupid ideas. Did I just say stupid twice? I might have. I'm not keeping track.
Exploring topics such as these, you know what I mean? Or they're not into expounding on anything. I find that school is so crazy because I feel like in school we should be
paying attention and being grateful for the opportunity that you've chosen by going to college.
Taking theories such as these and just and I think the flat earth is a fact, not a theory. But
wow, that's the second really good save you've made. The flat earth is a fact, not a theory. No, it isn't. It's not even a theory. It's just an idiotic belief believed by idiots.
In the case that there are two different, arguments out there.
Again, Miss Real Talk Lady, allow me to correct you. No, there aren't two different arguments. The Earth is provably, measurably, and observably a globe. And then there's flat earthers who have no evidence, no way of proving the Earth is flat. In fact, some of them will even say they can't prove it. It just is. Which is a genius way of proving your point. Oh, but you can't prove it, can you? Because it is not flat.
This is where we should be taking these and going out and doing experiments for ourselves. This is where school should be, where this happens.
And what experiments would you suggest? Let's think. Flat Earth experiments that have actually proved the Earth is flat.
We go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's as... we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting.
Bob, Boob Noodle, and his ring laser gyroscope.
If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift. We dumped what we found right now, it'd be bad. It would be bad. So what I just told you is confidential.
So, to summarise flat Earth experiments, if you're going to do them and then the findings demonstrate a globe Earth, it's probably best not to do them whilst filming a documentary that's going to be shown on a platform which is worldwide. Bob, you disingenuous, deceitful liar. Yeah, my opinion of Bob Nodell is fairly low, as you can see, because I don't like liars, which is why I don't like flat earthers particularly. Anyway, let me just take a moment to thank my Patreons as always. Your support is hugely, hugely appreciated. You know how to support me if you choose to do so. There's a link in the description. It's Patreon/The Creaky Blinder. But also, I just want to say that it doesn't matter what amount you choose to pledge, whether it's $1, $5, $20, unless, of course, you want to be a legend like Big Tony, who has just become my first $50 Patreon. And, mate, I am absolutely beyond grateful. So let's get back to this real talk person.
But instead, they got you a nice, neat little rose facing a teacher who, gets to all day express their opinion to their students and impress their own thought upon these students,
Right, so by way of a quick refresher, what she's referring to now is experiments. experiments that don't work, as Jeranism and Bob Nodell quite accurately pointed out. So she doesn't think that teachers should be there pushing their opinions and their learning onto their students. So by that logic, why are you even in college? What are you there for if not to learn? I'm confused. Can you clear it up?
Not a very friendly environment for idea sharing and community learning. It's like assimilation. That's what it looks. I mean, that's what it is, you know. And I'm not trying to create some type of controversy. It's just, you know, I really never thought about it until this happened to me today. Like, I'm a flat earther, which is against what the school teaches, you know, but is it ever going to affect my actual education as I'm going forward?
So assimilation would be a fairly accurate way, I suppose, of describing the process of learning, because, yeah, you do have to be able to take in or absorb and understand the information that's being taught to you. And as far as being a flat earther affecting your education, yeah, absolutely it's going to affect your education. Because if you're going to... Right, now, don't misunderstand me. There's nothing wrong with questioning things. And I believe in questioning things myself. I never take anything on face value. I always look for evidence to back up something that I'm told. Something has to be proved to me before I just simply blindly go into it thinking that it's the truth. Prove it to me, then I believe it. Which is why the flat earth has got nowhere and is going nowhere. The only traction the flat earth movement has been able to gain is the support it gets on the internet. And with all due respect, not everything on the internet is true. And in the case of the flat earth, it absolutely isn't true. And it absolutely isn't provable either. So, of course it's going to affect your education. Because you just, like every other flat earther, go against the norm.
And I mean, I write papers and stuff like that, and my papers, I don't always agree with the teachers, and honestly I still get good grades even though I don't agree with them all the time. Right.
I've been trying to think of a way to sort of demonstrate to flat earthers how ridiculous the argument is, and this is what I've come up with. This is a blue square when it's quite clearly a red circle. Now, that basically is the flat earth argument. What can I possibly do to convince you watching that this is a blue square? I can't do anything because it simply isn't a blue square. It's a red circle with the words, "This is a blue square," written inside it. So the flat earth argument is just like this picture. It's trying to prove the impossible. There isn't anything I could say or do to convince a sane, rational person that this printed picture is of a blue square, because it quite simply isn't. So, again, we'll refer back to the flat earth argument. They may argue back, yeah, but it may look like a red circle, but it's definitely a blue square. At which point I would ask to them, but how do you know it's a blue square? How can you prove it's a blue square? Oh, well, we can't prove it's a blue square. We just know it isn't a red circle. Bye-bye, flat earth. Because that's how ridiculous you sound when you were trying to convince rational, sane people that the earth is flat.
So, I mean, I didn't think it was going to really be a thing, but I did kind of applaud myself because I said it in front of a bunch of people, and I feel like that is something that allows people to go out and do their own research. And honestly, I think that is like the realest thing you could ever do.
But again, the problem with research, as you keep saying, as do all other flat earthers. You go and do the research. Their idea of research is going and speaking to other flat earthers that already believe the earth is flat, and then taking that from that other flat earther and running with it. So if I say to you that the earth is flat, then that's research. You've just heard me say it. It's not. The earth is a globe. But that's not research either. A statement, watching or listening to somebody saying something, doesn't make it research and doesn't make it factual. What you need to do is start accepting the real evidence that's provided, which proves a globe, and stop buying into this flat earth nonsense. The thing is, flat earthers have got no argument, and they know they've got no argument. The flat earth argument is, nah, no, we know the earth is flat. We can't prove it, we can't see it, but we know it's not a globe. It's just lunacy, absolute lunacy. And I've only been in this community for a relatively short amount of time, but I am seeing the same argument over and over and over again. And I'll be pretty honest with you, it's getting old really quick. Come on, flat earthers, come up with something new. Find something that'll convince somebody like me that the earth might just be flat. You're never going to be able to, because, again, I apologize for repeating myself, but the earth, quite simply, is not flat.
You don't, like, just to tell someone, like, okay, listen, I would sit up here and explain to you why I believe that this is to be true, but I just want you to go out and just find out for yourself. Get on the internet and just search and just find me a real picture of the globe, you know, that is not CGI, that has all the stars, you know, around the globe. Show me something that NASA has said that proves that we are on a ball.
See my point? It's just the same regurgitated nonsense over and over again. Find me a picture from NASA that isn't CGI. There's loads of them. You just choose to call bullshit on them. And it's ironic that you're called flat earth believers, because you believe in the most unbelievable thing I have ever heard in my life, and you refuse to believe in things that are provable facts.
And this is, I feel like this is the type of things that I should be met with, not necessarily anger. And some people get angry with you, honey. People get mad at you when you prove them, you know, that, listen, it's okay. We on a flat earth. It's going to take a little getting used to. Your brain's going to have to unlearn some things. But it's really not that big a deal. Like, come on, we can move past it. We know they're lying. What do we need to do next? You know, there's a whole community of us out here to help you get past the little hump that is. Because you do kind of go through a little transitional phase when you find out and you realize you do have a little, kind of a mental breakdown.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you there, and I kind of feel that that's what you're causing to happen to me. If it was your first time here, please consider subscribing and turning on bell notifications so you don't miss more content like this. I've been a Creaky Blinder. Don't forget to check out the playlists. There's my Conspiracy Theories playlist, which is Creaky Weekly and Flat Hard Friday. Enjoy, and I will see you all soon. Take care, guys, and goodbye.